Hey guys, Taylor here. Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you've already been here, thanks for coming back. So in today's video, I'm coming at y'all with my fall makeup essentials. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my must-have makeup products for fall. I did this last year and you guys really liked that video, so I was like, why not do it again this year? So if you are interested in seeing the products that I am going to be using this fall, then please keep on watching. Before we start the video, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Please turn your post notifications on so you get notified every time your girl uploads a video. And follow me on Instagram. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. Alright you guys, so I'm going to start with primer. And surprisingly, the two primers that I have are both from the drugstore. The first one is the NYX Hydra Touch Primer. This is my favorite drugstore primer. It is amazing. It is more on the liquidy side. It's a little bit more liquidy than the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer, but it does a really good job at hydrating the skin. Like, my skin just looks so hydrated, so glowy, so dewy, and my makeup wears really well with this primer. It is just a really amazing primer. So if you're looking for a good hydrating primer, definitely check this one out from NYX. The next one that I have is the Milani Skin Queen Hydrating Primer. This one is new to me. I've been using this one for a while now, and I've been really loving this. This is amazing. It's a thicker primer, so when you apply this, it feels like a moisturizer going onto your skin. And it just does a good job at hydrating the skin, and it does blur your skin. My makeup wears really well with this primer as well. So shout out to the drugstore for the two primers that I've been loving. I still love my Fenty Beauty primer, still love my NYX primer, but you guys know when I find a good primer, I tend to just stick to that. And this is what I've been loving lately. Before I move on to foundation, I have another product. It's not a primer, it's more of like skin prep. This is the LYS Think Bright Glow Plus Hydrate Serum. You guys, I don't know if you can tell that I've been really loving this serum. It is amazing. It does a really good job at hydrating the skin, and it is so lightweight. That is why I love this serum so much. I love a good hydrating serum, and this is the one that I've been loving lately. Very lightweight, very lightweight, and it gives the skin a really nice glow. So this one, 10 out of 10. For foundations, I have three foundations that I've been using since the start of fall. The first one is the Pretty Fresh foundation from Colourpop. I mentioned this one last year, and I just have to mention it again this year because honestly, it is my favorite foundation for this time of the year. This is the foundation that I used today. This is amazing. I use the shade Deep Dark 185W. Y'all, this foundation is the perfect hydrating foundation. It gives just enough coverage. It's just a amazing foundation. I love the Pretty Fresh line from Colourpop, and I've been using this foundation a lot since the start of fall. Highly recommend this foundation. If you've been watching my videos and you don't own this foundation by now, I don't know what you are waiting on. Very inexpensive, and this shade is perfect. So if we are foundation twins, this is a perfect match. The next foundation that I have is the Sephora Best Skin Ever foundation, another one of my favorites. This is another perfect hydrating foundation. I use the shade 50N. I don't think I even need to say anything about this foundation because you guys know how much I love this foundation. Once again, a very good hydrating foundation. It gives you just enough coverage, and it just does what it needs to do. Love this foundation. 10 out of 10. Highly recommend this foundation. The next one that I have is from LYS. This is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation. I have this in the shade DG7. Another dry skin girl need. If you have dry skin and you are looking for a good hydrating foundation, this is it. This one gives you a nice glowy finish. This one has the least amount of coverage of the three foundations that I'm mentioning in today's video. This one has the least amount of coverage, but it just does what it needs to do. Like, it make my skin just looks like my skin but better with this foundation. So I really love this foundation from LYS. 10 out of 10. And the final foundation that I have is the Fenty Beauty Eaze Drop Blurring Skin Tint. This is kind of a all year round type of thing for me. This is just so lightweight on the skin, but I feel like this goes well with like when I want a glam kind of look. This one does that, even though it's not a full coverage product, but it just matches so good with my skin. I don't know how to describe it, but it's just a perfect foundation, and it just blurs. When I say this foundation blurs, I mean it blurs, and it's just amazing with the rest of my routine. So this is like my top 4 foundations right now. Grab either one of them. I'll have everything linked down below for you guys, but I love all of these foundations. 10 out of 10 in my book. So for concealers, honestly, I'm not going to mention any because I use these same concealers all year round. Same for setting powders, but the two that I've been really loving is the Sephora translucent setting powder and my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. Dupe, spot on dupe. If you're looking for a dupe for the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, try this one from Sephora. The only thing with the Sephora powder is that it doesn't have as much shades as the Laura Mercier. So this is the only shade in the Sephora, and Laura Mercier has like what, 3 or 4 shades? 3 shades? 1, 2, 3. Yes, Laura Mercier has 3 shades. So that's the only thing Laura Mercier has on Sephora right now. If Sephora should drop 2 more shades of this powder, it's over. It's over. You guys know how much I love my Laura Mercier, and if I tell you that this is a dupe, this is a dupe. I've been reaching for this a lot more than my Laura Mercier powder, but I love them just as equal. I love them the same, but if you don't want to spend the coins on Laura Mercier, pick this one up from Sephora collection. All right, y'all, so for pressed powders, I have 2 that I feel like would be perfect for this time of the year. Well, perfect for all year round, but in comparison to like the other powders in my collection, I feel like these 2 are more suited for this time of the year. The Sephora microsmooth powder, I use the shade 60 deep, and the Dior backstage powder no powder in the shade 6N. In comparison to, say for example, my Rimmel Stay Matte powder, which is a mattifying powder, I prefer to use these 2 powders, you know, because it is cold, so that means my skin is just a lot more dry this time of the year. So I prefer to go for something that is not mattifying, especially if I'm going to use a mattifying foundation. So these 2 are just perfect. I love these 2 powders. If you don't own one of these powders by now, y'all, I don't know what you're waiting for, but I love these 2 powders, and I feel like it's just perfect all year round, and especially for this time of the year. All right, also for bronzers, the first one that I have is from Colored Rain. This is in the shade Sienna Babe. I feel like this is perfect for this time of the year. Like, it is a really nice subtle kind of bronzer, and you just work your way up until you get that perfect bronze. This is just everything, and you know, during the winter time, like, you get a little bit lighter, so I feel like this is perfect for this time of the year. I've been really loving this bronzer. Highly recommend it. It's super inexpensive, black owned, so definitely check this one out from Colored Rain. The next one that I have is the Sephora bronzer in the shade 06 Ibiza. This is just, I wear this all year round. This is just the perfect bronzer. One of my favorite bronzers. You guys, you remember when you could hardly find a bronzer? Now we have so much options. Like, a couple of brands, they still have work to do, but we have options now. This is just a beautiful bronzer. If you pick this bronzer up because of me, let me know in the comment section, because this bronzer is everything. The next one that I have is one that I always mention to you guys whenever I get the chance to talk about bronzers, and this is my Revolution Glow bronzer. I feel like this is my favorite bronzer in my entire collection. I think it's safe to say that. This is just an amazing bronzer. It's drugstore. This has more shades than Fenty Beauty bronzers, you guys, and the formula is top tier. I don't know if you guys can see, I'm about to hit pan on this bronzer, so I've been using this hard because I'm trying to hit pan. I use the shade medium. If you're looking for a good inexpensive bronzer, try this one. If you bought this bronzer because of me, let me know in the comment section down below, but this is an amazing bronzer, and I will forever rave about this bronzer. When I say more shades than Fenty, and the shades make sense, that's the thing. It's not just having the shades, they actually make sense. Love this bronzer. I will forever rave about this bronzer. So I have a cream bronzer that I want to mention. You guys put me onto this bronzer. This is the Huda Beauty Tantour in the shade medium. If you don't own this bronzer, I honestly don't know what you are doing. Like, this bronzer is the perfect cream bronzer. A lot of people have cream bronzers, but they don't actually give you that bronzed effect, and this one does that. Like, it's the perfect undertone without being too red. Like, it's just the perfect bronzer. So if you are looking for a good cream bronzer, check this one out from Huda. So blush pretty much stays the same, but the two that I've been loving and I feel like is perfect for fall is the Rare Beauty blush in the shade Love. If you watch any fall makeup essential video, chances are you'll see a Rare Beauty blush in that video, because y'all, I think they've mastered the art of just red blushes and orange blushes, and this one is just the perfect orange blush. Like, this is everything. I love this blush so much. It is super easy to use if you are new to liquid blushes. Like, this is a really good one to start with. They have both a dewy formula and a matte formula. I feel like this one, yes, this one is the matte formula. Rare Beauty is another one of those brands that, even though it's in Sephora, the price point, like, you can justify the price point on this liquid blush. Love it, definitely recommend. And the next one that I have is from e.l.f. This is their matte blush in the shade Always Spicy. Like, in the pan, it kind of looks like a bronzer, but it's too orange to be a bronzer. Like, when you apply it to the skin, it just gives the perfect flush of orange, and it's just everything. Like, it isn't this deep. Like, when you apply it to the skin, as I said, it just gives the perfect flush of orange, and I'm obsessed with this blush. Very inexpensive. Definitely check this one out from e.l.f. if you're looking for a nice deep orange matte blush. All right, you guys, so moving on to eyeshadow palette. I'm trying not to mention the products that I mentioned last year, because I'm going to leave that video up above so you guys can check it out if you haven't seen that video. So the one that I have this year is the Milani Gilded Terra. One of you guys mentioned that this reminds you of the Jackie Aina palette, and it does. If you're looking for a good alternative to the Jackie Aina palette, definitely pick this one up. I mentioned my Jackie Aina palette last year. I don't want to mention it this year because you can no longer get that palette, and this is where it's at now. Like, if you're looking for a good alternative to the Jackie Aina palette, definitely check this one out from Milani. If you want to see this palette in action, I'll leave a video up above so you guys can check that out. But the shadows blend really nicely. The price point is just right for the drugstore. It's like right there. But I really do love this palette. The formula is amazing. If you're looking for a good alternative to that Jackie Aina palette, definitely check this one out from Milani. The next one that I have, I did mention already last year, but I'm just going to mention it just for the sake of mentioning. This is my Artist Couture Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette. This is just the perfect nude palette. So if you want something just for everyday use, then this is a really good palette to grab. I always mention this one because, as I said, it's just all the browns that you need. Everything that you need to create a really nice everyday look is in this palette. The final eyeshadow palette that I'm going to mention is the new Pat McGrath Celestial Odyssey eyeshadow palette. You guys, I feel like this one is perfect for all year round, but I feel like it's perfect for fall as well, because you get a lot of browns and a lot of greens and just enough to create really nice fall eyeshadow looks. I did use this palette to create today's eye look, by the way, and it was super easy, super simple. I feel like this is just a perfect mix of a little bit of everything. So I feel like this is a really good palette for fall going into the holiday season. This is just perfect. So for lips, it's pretty much the same. So I'm going to share with you guys the lip combo that I've been loving lately. So the two lip liners that I've been really loving is the KKW Nude Number 3 liner and my Sephora gel liner in the shade Molasses. And the two lipsticks that I've been reaching for a lot is the Morphe lipstick in the shade Boo. This one is more of a orangey kind of nude, so I feel like it's perfect for this time of the year. So it just gives you that fall vibes without being too orange. So I've been really loving this one. And also the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Anniversary. This is not really a fall nude lip, but it's just a perfect nude. This is the lipstick that I used today. It's just the perfect nude lipstick. And for glosses, the three glosses that I've been really loving is the Tower 28 gloss in the shade Almond. It's like the perfect nude without being too nude, you know. So I've been really loving this one. And also when it comes on to fall glosses, I feel like the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb Cream in the shade Honey Waffles and the shade Cookie is just perfect. This is as good as it gets. Like, this is just the perfect combo right here. This one is more of a lighter orangey nude, and this one gives you like that nice burnt orange but not red kind of gloss. And the formula is amazing. It's Fenty, so you know it's good. This is what I've been using lately. But that is everything, you guys. I already did a video showing you guys my fall fragrance lineup, so I'll leave that up above so you guys can check that out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section the products that you are going to be pulling out this fall. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.